Hi, I'm Dave Layfield with Affordable Housing Online. Welcome to our weekly Section 8 update. Today is December 17th, 2014. We're changing it up a bit and doing a live broadcast via Google on-air Hangouts. You can access the Hangout from our Google Plus page, and it's also embedded on our website. Many of you are watching from the website, but if you want to ask any questions of me, you can actually type those questions into the chat window if you go to the Google Plus Hangout. So let's get started. Right now, we're tracking 105 housing authorities across the country that have open waiting lists. Those housing authorities vary in size to the very small to the quite large. Many of those stay open all the time. For a complete list, you can visit our open Section 8 waiting list page on Affordable Housing Online. It's a very complete list with all 105 that are open, and even we list those that closed and that are opening soon. I want to highlight two of those 105 that recently opened and will be closing soon. The first one is the Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority in Cincinnati. They opened for the first time in 3 years on December 16th, I guess yesterday, and they close on December 19th at 11:59 p.m., just a minute before midnight. It's an online-only application. It's a random lottery, and we have full details on our website on the Cincinnati pages, both the Cincinnati, Ohio page and the Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority page. The Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority has a really great frequently asked questions document that you can access that will answer plenty of the questions you're going to have, and you can view that document by clicking through from our Cincinnati pages. On to the other housing authority that's open right now that I wanted to highlight is Tyler, Texas, in Smith County, Texas. It opened on December 15th, which is on Monday, and it remains open until December 30th of this year. For the first time since June of 2009, it's opening up. It's an online-only application, and this is the first time that the Tyler Neighborhood Services Housing Authority has actually taken applications online. There is a waiting list preference for those who are 62 or older or are disabled. It's a random lottery where 500 applicants are chosen. And this week only, the first week that the application window is open, there'll be several local organizations that will be open to provide computer and internet access for those who don't have it. You can find details about this opening at our website at the Tyler, Texas and Tyler Neighborhood Housing Services pages on our site. Moving on to a few that are opening soon, and we'd actually not intended on doing a Section 8 update until the new year, but over the last week or so, there's been a lot happening. There's been several new openings that have been announced, and we thought it worthy to share those with you in a video update. So let's start with Lexington, Kentucky. So for opening for the first time since 2010, the Lexington, Kentucky Housing Authority will be opening its waiting list from January 5th, 2015 to January 9th, 2015. It's an online-only application. There's a link to the application website on our Lexington pages. I will note that the application form is actually live there, but it's a test form. And so if you apply, you can work through the process and see what the application form looks like. However, remember, that's just a test form, and if you submit that application, it will not go through. You need to come back to that application page on January 5th to the 9th to complete your application. For those who are disabled or don't have internet access at home, you can visit one of the Lexington Housing Authority community partners or call their number. You can get that information on the Lexington pages on our website. Remember, this is not first come, first served. It's a random lottery. They will be selecting 500 folks from the application list that applied between the 5th and the 9th, and I'm sorry, the 14th and 15th, and they will be announcing those selections sometime around February 28th or so. On to the next one on the list, Spokane, Washington. This one is an online-only application, and it is opening from January 26th, 10 a.m. Pacific time, to January 30th. It's a random lottery drawing, and there are only 600 applications going to be selected in that lottery. We couldn't find any explicit preferences that were stated, but you might want to inquire with the Housing Authority. And if you applied for the 2014 waiting list lottery, you're going to need to apply again for the 2015 waiting list lottery. So make sure you get out there and do your application, even if you did one last year. On to a new one we found, Boulder, Colorado. Boulder has an online-only application opening on Wednesday, February 11th at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It closes on February 13th at 4 p.m. It's also a random lottery, and they've stated a pretty strong primary local residency preference, and it also prioritizes local applicants with elderly or disabled persons and families with children. So there's Boulder. I got two more to go. DeLand, Florida. It's located approximately 30 miles between Orlando and Daytona Beach. It's an online-only application. It opens on January 16th at 8 a.m. And is open through January 18th. And the Housing Authority is going to accept 1,000 pre-applications. And we haven't seen where this is a lottery. We think they're just taking their first 1,000 applications, but we'll track that and update the pages on our site regarding DeLand. And then the last opening soon on my list, and perhaps the most exciting, is Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta recently announced that they were opening their waiting list. They haven't opened their waiting list since 2001, and they're opening it on January 6th at 9 a.m. They're closing it on the 13th, so it's open for a week. It's an online-only application, and Atlanta has a specific work requirement. So all members of the household between 18 and 61 must be working full-time, going to school full-time, or have work-school split of at least 30 hours a week. The head of household must be legitimately employed full-time, and heads of household with a permanent disability or age above 62 are exempt from the work requirement. There will be 10,000 registrants added from the list. Again, it's a random lottery, so we expect far, far more than 10,000 applications. Not long ago, I don't know, back in 2010, there was an Atlanta area housing authority that handed out paper applications. It wasn't Atlanta, it was a suburb of Atlanta, but they had thousands of people show up to receive the paper applications, and that was a bit of a problem. The Atlanta Housing Authority has provided us some additional resources for those who require assistance. There's going to be a hotline out there that's active when the waiting list is open, and there'll be plenty of links to resources on our Atlanta pages. And then lastly, I want to plug a Google Hangout just like this that we're going to be doing with the Atlanta Housing Authority this afternoon in about an hour and a half at 3:30 p.m. Right here on Affordable Housing Online. We'll be interviewing an official with the Atlanta Housing Authority and talking about their upcoming waiting list opening. And in fact, if you've got any questions that might be relevant for that hangout, let us know. Shoot us a quick email using the contact form, or in this Google Hangout, just shoot us some of the questions. So that is all I've got for today. And if anyone would like to have some questions answered about Section 8 or affordable housing or anything like that, I'm happy to do so. And we can do it on the next Hangout, which we'll try to do. Again, we'll say after the first of the year, but if we have some big openings like we did this past week, we'll ramp up the cameras and do another one. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for using Affordable Housing Online, and we hope that we've brought you a little bit closer to home.